We're going to walk through the exact step-by-step roadmap for landing a job in the IT sector, even if you have zero, and I mean absolutely zero, prior coding knowledge. So if you've ever found yourself wondering how folks are managing to jump into tech and snag these high starting salaries without a traditional computer science degree, well, you're in exactly the right place. Okay, let's dive right in.
6 lakhs per annum. That's the golden number, isn't it? That's the specific financial goals so many fresh grads and career switchers are chasing right now. It represents stability, a really solid entry into the corporate world, and the launchpad for a super lucrative career. But let's be real, for someone starting from absolute scratch, a number like that can seem miles and miles out of reach.
Now, I know exactly what you're probably thinking right now. You're thinking, is this actually possible? Going from zero coding knowledge to a 6 LPA job in under a year? No way. It sounds impossible, right? Well, the crazy reality is that thousands of students, folks with non-IT degrees, and even working professionals from totally different fields are pulling off this exact transition faster than ever. So the real question you should be asking yourself isn't, is this possible? But instead, am I learning the right skills in the right way?
To answer that, here's how we're going to break this down today. We'll start with the big IT problem, uncover what companies actually want, walk step by step through a 12-month roadmap, do a quick reality check, and finally wrap up with why practical training matters so much. All right, let's jump straight into part 1, the big IT problem. You know, there's this immense frustration that so many graduates face today, and it basically boils down to a massive disconnect. And the reality is, companies simply do not pay for theory. They pay for practical skills. This disconnect is the exact reason why grads struggle to find placements, even after dropping tons of money on degree programs. The modern IT industry rewards what you can actually do. So what's the secret? What do companies actually pay for? Well, they want immediate value. They're looking for serious problem-solving chops. They want practical, hands-on skills and real project experience. They also put a massive premium on communication and, above all else, the proven ability to build real, functioning applications. Basically, if you can't sit down at a computer and build something that actually works, knowing all the theory in the world isn't going to save you in an interview.
Okay, moving right along to part 2, what companies actually want, specifically looking at high-demand career paths.
Here is the absolute game changer, guys. You don't need to learn every single coding language out there. You just need to become highly proficient in one high-demand lane. Whether you choose web development with React, software testing with Selenium, data science using Python, or even versatile full-stack development, just pick one path and completely master it. That is the secret to unlocking that 4 to 6 LPA package.
Part 3, the 12-month roadmap, your step-by-step blueprint. We're going to break this 1-year timeline down into 5 distinct phases, taking you from absolute beginner all the way to a placement-ready professional. Let's walk through exactly what you need to be doing in each of these critical blocks of time.
All right, kicking things off with months 1 through 4. This phase is all about laying your foundation and translating that directly into practical output. In the first couple of months, you're focused on the basics, logic building, HTML, CSS, and a core language like JavaScript or Python. The absolutely crucial thing here is consistency. Even dedicating just 2 hours a day is incredibly powerful. Then, as you move into months 3 and 4, you don't just sit there reading more books. You start building. You build mini projects like portfolio websites, login systems, CRUD applications, create, read, update, delete, and dashboards. This is the exact moment where your confidence as a coder really starts to click into place. Then, as we hit months 5 and 6, things get really exciting. You're ready to branch out into the advanced technologies for your specific lane. If you went with development, you're tackling tools like React or Node.js. If testing is your thing, you're diving deep into Selenium and Playwright. And the AI folks, you're getting your hands dirty with machine learning basics and prompt engineering. This is that key transition phase where you go from being a beginner to having highly specialized, genuinely marketable skills. Okay, heading into the second half of the year, months 7 through 12. This is where we shift gears from just coding to actually getting you hired. Months 7 and 9 change the game completely. You've got to optimize your LinkedIn, polish up that GitHub portfolio, and rigorously practice mock interviews. Finally, in months 10 through 12, you are officially placement ready. You're applying consistently, you're crushing live coding rounds, and you're solving real-world problems. That's how you make those 4 to 6 LPA opportunities actually materialize. But hey, let's pause for a second for part 4, a reality check on why most people fail. I gotta be completely straight with you here. Not everybody pulls this off in 6 months. The roadmap we just walked through, yes, it's proven and it's super clear, but executing it requires a level of strict discipline that a lot of people just totally underestimate. The harsh truth of the matter is that most people quit way too early the minute the learning curve gets a little steep.
And you know why they fail? They fall into the same old traps. They try learning randomly from scattered YouTube videos without any real curriculum. They get shiny object syndrome and keep switching technologies before they master even one. Or maybe they watch 100 tutorials but never actually sit down to build their own projects. They completely avoid the uncomfortable stuff like practicing interviews. Or they just lose their daily consistency. If you want to succeed, you literally have to look at this list of traps and commit to doing the exact opposite. Consistent daily skill building is the only real way to go from zero to a high-paying tech job.
And that leads us right into our final section, part 5, why practical training matters and how it accelerates your growth. Bridging that massive gap between knowing what to do and actually doing it, well, it's really tough. But your growth absolutely skyrockets when your learning environment includes 5 key pillars: practical projects, active mentorship, mock interviews, exposure to real industry frameworks, and dedicated placement prep. This is exactly why career-focused programs are blowing up right now. For example, institutes like BIT Baroda do so well because they focus intensely on this exact type of practical implementation. They do real-world projects, certifications, and placement prep. Remember, companies want to hire someone who can perform practically, not just someone who can explain theory. Structured training basically forces you to be practical.
Skills plus consistency plus projects equals IT career growth. It really is that simple. It's not about your background. It's not about your old college grades. It is 100% about mastering a skill, putting in the work every single day, and proving it by building real things.
I really hope this roadmap shows you that the tech industry is wide open for anyone willing to put in the work, and that your background absolutely does not dictate your future. Start building, start growing, because 1 year from right now, what will your career look like?